Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrutyam Naran Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudhiraye Nashtaprayesha Badreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Naistiki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 26 and Text 2. Jnanam Nishreyasa Ardhaya Jnanam Nishreyasardhaya Purushasya Atmadarshanam Purushasya Atmadarshanam Yat Ahuhu Varnaye Tat Te Yadahur Varnaye Tat Te Hridaya Granthi Bedanam Hridaya Granthi Bedanam Jnanam Nishreyasardhaya Purushasya Atmadarshanam Yadahu Varnaye Tatte Hridaya Granthi Bedanam. Nishreyasa Adhyaya, for the ultimate perfection. Purushasya, of a man. Atmadarshanam, self-realization. Yat, which. Ahuhu, they said. Varnaye, I shall explain. Tat, that. Te, to you. Hridaya, in the heart. Granthi, the knots. Bedanam, cuts. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. Knowledge is the ultimate perfection of self-realization. I shall explain that knowledge unto you, by which the knots of attachment to the material world are cut. Please repeat. Knowledge is the ultimate perfection of self-realization. I shall explain that knowledge unto you, by which the knots of attachment to the material world are cut. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. It is said that by proper understanding of the pure self, or by self-realization, one can be freed from material attachment. Knowledge leads one to attain the ultimate perfection of life and to see oneself as he is. The Shvetashvatara Upanishad also confirms this. Tameva viditvati mrutyameti. Simply by understanding one's spiritual position, or by seeing oneself as he is, he can be freed from material entanglement. In various ways, the seeing of oneself is described in the Vedic literatures, and it is confirmed in the Bhagavatam, Purushasya Atmadarshanam, that one has to see oneself and know what he is. As Kapil Dev explains to his mother, this seeing can be done by hearing from the proper authoritative source. Kapil Dev is the greatest authority because he is the personality of Godhead, and if someone accepts whatever is explained as it is, without interpretation, then he can see himself. Lord Chaitanya explained to Sanatana Goswami the real constitutional position of the individual. He said directly that each and every individual soul is eternally a servitor of Krishna. Jivera Swarupahai Krishnera Nityadas. Every individual soul is eternally a servitor. When one is fixed in the understanding that he is part and parcel of the Supreme Soul, and that his eternal position is to serve in association with the Supreme Lord, he becomes self-realized. This position of rightly understanding oneself cuts the knot of material attraction. Hridaya Granthi Bedanam. Due to false ego or false identification of oneself with the body and the material world, one is entrapped by Maya, but as soon as one understands that he is qualitatively the same substance as the Supreme Lord, because he belongs to the same category of spirit soul, and that his perpetual position is to serve, one attains Atmadarshanam and Hridaya Granthi Bhedanam, self-realization. When one can cut the knot of attachment to the material world, his understanding is called knowledge. Atmadarshanam means to see oneself by knowledge. Therefore, when one is freed from the false ego by the cultivation of real knowledge, he sees himself, and that is the ultimate necessity of human life. The soul is thus isolated from the entanglement of the 24 categories of material nature. Pursuit of the systematic philosophic process called Sankhya is called knowledge and self-revelation. Listens the Bhaktivedanta Purport. Om Ajnanatimidandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Ena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Nithinamine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Pashyanta Deshatarine. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. So this is Kapila Muni explaining. The chapter name is Fundamental Principles of Material Nature. He is giving knowledge. So he is explaining that what is the knowledge and how it helps the jiva. Jnanam Nisheshadhaya. The ultimate perfection of self-realization is Jnanam. And Purushasya Atmadarshanam. Actually, by knowledge one can see himself. One can have darshan of himself. Yadahu varnayetate Hridaya Granthi Bhedanam. And by that knowledge, one can cut the knots of material attachment. So this is an important shloka where it is mentioned that knowledge means that which cuts the attachment to this material world. This is called knowledge. Any knowledge that gives hope of enjoying in this world, any knowledge by which you develop a great desire to enjoy this world, or that knowledge that gives you a lot of attachment to this world, that is considered ignorance, nescience. Knowledge really means Hridaya Granthi Bhedanam. By that knowledge, you should be detached from this world. From that knowledge, attachment to this material world should come down. This is the whole purpose of that knowledge. Let us say there is we join colleges, schools, colleges, universities, and we are in a race to understand the latest technology and tools. I remember by the time we finished our engineering and post-graduation, whatever those languages that we learnt, not this English language and all that, these are all computer languages, software languages, they all became invalid. As soon as we joined the company, they said suddenly there is a new language which is in the market and you all should learn. And everybody is fascinated. And we printed those books and then we started reading. Some people have become experts and they're very attached to that knowledge that they have gained, obviously. And suddenly one day the company said, now we are changing this knowledge. And the person who has developed so much of expertise, now again he is back to the square one. They give a good name to this in the corporate language. They say upskilling. Upskilling means your current skills are not sufficient. You have to up it. It's called upskilling. You have to go up and learn more languages or whatever. If somebody learns a little bit of, say, artificial intelligence, because that's the language that we have to learn. That's the tool. And let us say you understood Gemini or Gamini or whatever. And then finally, the result is you are very attached to these tools and technology and this material world. So Bhagavatam says that is niche, ignorance. Then what is knowledge, sir? That is Hridaya Grandhi Vedanam. Your attachment to this world should be cut. Hridaya Grandhi means what? There is a knot in the heart. Now everybody is busy increasing their knots on the artificial intelligence. This is what is happening. We're developing our emotional attachments. Emotionally we are very attached. And how much attached? It's like a knot means what? You take a rope. That rope a thick rope has generally 3 internal strands. They're nicely knotted to become a thick rope. So in our hearts also, such thick attachments are there. Sometimes we really don't know what's going on because these attachments are so intricately interwoven that you will not be able to even perceive the entanglement. So this Hridaya Grandhi, that means we are attached to a certain concept of what is known as Atma Darshanam. Okay, we'll try to understand this slowly. So, in our minds, in our chittam, we see what is known as a self-image. Who we are is seen. And generally, a conditioned soul sees itself as an enjoyer and as a controller. Of course, as a creator, there are so many things it can see. So that's called a self-image. And in a routine, regular language, it is called false ego. We see ourselves as a false ego. This is the kind of conditional darshanam. Our self-image is not accurate. We see ourselves as controllers and enjoyers of this world, or proprietors of this world. Now, because of this self-image, rest of the things will come out. Our actions, our thinking, our willing, everything comes out from this self-image. And we start till now I am enjoying in a certain way. Now one more layer I added. What is that? Artificially, intelligently I can enjoy now. Now we have added one more layer. Nowadays everybody's emails and messages are looking very polished and highly intelligent. Very nicely worded and grammatical, and I was surprised. What is this happening? That is not his intelligence. That is artificially he has become intelligent. That is the problem. No, this is one more layer of enjoying this world. He feels, so nicely I'm giving my prompts to the AI system. So I'm very intelligent person. So this is one more addition to his self-image. So this self-image, because it is perverted, our attachment, that Hridaya Grandhi, goes on increasing. Attachment to this world goes on increasing. So now this self-image has to be cleansed, and we have to see who we really are. So that's why it's a beautiful example Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gives. Cheto Darpanam Arjanam, he says. So what we are seeing, we are actually looking at a darpana. Inside there is a darpana. Our own mind, basically, our own chittam. And when you see that darpana is showing reflection, correct? Now if you look into the mirror, what will happen? All these things will be seen. And if the mirror is, sometimes I see sometimes this housekeeping or somebody, they clean the mirror. They come to our room and then they clean the mirror. Sometimes they pour little water and then they try to this thing, but actually you can see a layer of that whitish haziness will be there on the mirror. Then when you see, you cannot even put your tilak. Or in the winter season, let us say somebody takes a hot water bath. Generally the mirror becomes covered with a little fog, in the same bathroom or whatever. And you will not be able to even put your tilak also. You have to put on the fan. So when the mirror is covered like that, with little haziness and fog or maybe dust, then when you see, then that self-image is not real. It is showing something else. See, you are not able to do your regular duties also. So self-image influences us. Let us say when you see, let us say suddenly there is a big bulb like this, then you think, some disease has come, and then you start thinking something else. Or let us say in the mirror your eyes are looking very reddish, then you will think, okay, I have to go to now some eye doctor. Why? Self-image influences you. That's what you are. And you take all your decisions, your actions, everything on that basis. So all the Shastras, they recommend that this self-darshanam is compulsory. We should see, but we should see as we are. The reality we should see. Purushasya Atma-darshanam, as we are. Now what are we? Very, very difficult to, you can go on seeing your self-images. Actually, little bit you think little more. Let us say we see something. Let us say you are seeing this pole. So when the eye sees that, in the mind, the picture of the pole appears. Actually, if you see, your whole life you are dealing with those images in the mind only. We interact with these images, these videos, images, pictures, and those things, you are struggling to deal with. This is what our life is. We are actually not even dealing directly of the object also. You are dealing a mental picture. So if the image is not proper, if the self-image is not proper, you are dealing with a distorted picture. And that will be, that has a different effect. So that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, when we chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, the first thing that happens is the mirror starts showing the real picture, the real self-image. And what is that image? Jivera Swarupahai Krishnera Nityadas. In the mirror also it shows you that you are a Krishna Sevaka. You are a Krishna Dasa. That's why if somebody is initiated, the name is also given so that it is reinforced. The self-image is reinforced. Krishna Dasa or Nama Dasa, whatever, that is the self-image. When you see that, that means now your mirror is functioning nicely and you have attained self-realization. Atma Darshanam is perfect. You are able to see yourself nicely inside. So Prabhupada is saying here, due to false ego or false identification of oneself with the body and the material world, one is entrapped by Maya. But as soon as one understands that he is qualitatively the same substance as the Supreme Lord, because we are spirit soul, then his perpetual position is to serve, one attains Atma Darshanam. So this is the process. The process is, currently we are seeing a different self-image, different false identification. I am an Indian, I am a male, I am a female, I am this, I am that, I am belong to this caste, this state, that state, this. So many upadhis and false identifications we have. And not only that, we identify with that false identification. We give our life to that false identification. There are people who give their lives for I am an Indian. People who give life for I am Hindu, I am Christian, I am Muslim. These are, see this, you should understand how powerful is this self-identification. How powerful is this self-image. If that image is not proper, whole life you will be dedicating for that self-image. Now, so it's a big revelation by Lord Chaitanya. That's why he is called magnanimous personality. What is that big revelation? In simple terms, he told who you are. Jivera Swarupahai Krishnera Nityadas. You are an eternal servant of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. This not easy to get this understanding. Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, yes, you are my eternal. The 15th chapter, he says, Mamaiva Amsha, Jiva Loke, Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. He said, you are my Amsha. Still, it may not be very clear. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu directly he says, you are a servant of Krishna. This is the proper Atma Darshanam. Every individual soul is eternally a servitor. So if somebody consistently sees inside the self-image that I am a servant of Krishna, Hridaya Grandhi Vedanam, he comes out of all attachments to this world. Sometimes our attachment to this world looks highly complex. Complex meshes, this way, that's that point, this layer, that layer. And because of that very complex issues somebody may be facing. But if he contemplates on this sentence that I am an eternal servant of Krishna and continuously chants this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra as given by Prabhupada, or engages in Krishna's service always as a servant, gradually these complex meshes, intricate entanglements inside us, they'll all clear away. Internally and externally, you will be able to deal properly. This is the beauty of this process. Attack the root cause. This is Krishna consciousness. The root cause is a false image in our brain, in our chittam, false identification with this body, with this world. I belong to this world. I am a product of this world. I am born in this world. These are the various types of entanglements. Yes, we are born in this world, but we don't belong to this world. We got this body, and that body is actually a punishment. But people make this place of birth, where the body came, as a place of worship. They worship, what is that? Janani Janma Bhumischa. So this is the worship. Janma Bhumi is worshipable, not Krishna Bhumi. Where Krishna has appeared, that is worshipable. But you make, I am born in this village, in this town, that is worshipable. Kuch karna hai udhar. And they adopt that village, they do. And sometimes they think I am born into this community, so I should kuch karna hai community ke liye. They open Annadana Satrams only for that community. So these are all false identification. So that's why here Kapila Devi is saying, I am going to give you that knowledge, Jnanam Nishreya Sadhaya. And what is the purpose of this knowledge? It is self-realization. You realize what you are. I am a spirit soul. My bodily substance is same as Krishna's bodily substance, that means Sachidananda Vigraha. I do not belong to this world. This body is not my body. It is given to me for some usage, and I have to use it for Atma Darshanam, for realizing who am I. And by the mercy of disciplic succession, Prabhupada and Lord Chaitanya, we understood what it is. I am an eternal servant of Krishna. Why not take it up as our life's mission to realize this? Instead of giving our life to some false self-image, why can't we give our life for the real self-realization, real self-image? This is intelligence. So that's why as soon as we come in touch with Prabhupada books, the striking thing is that why can't I give at least one life for this Atma Darshanam? All the necessary knowledge, the tools, everything is available. Just that I have to, the way you fought for your self-image all along, till today, or in the previous lives, for a false self-image you have fought and you have given your life. Why don't you do that? Fight and give your life real self-image. I'm a loving, eternal servant of Krishna. This is the mood of a devotee. And he improves, he increases his attachment to this self-image. Eternal servant of Krishna. See, Krishna is how kind, he has come. Krishna has come, mother has come. I am supposed to be part of their family in this eternal world, spiritual world. But because I am wandering here, they have come here to rescue me, to give me service, to give me association. They have come here. Radha Govinda has come here, Banjara Hills. And from where? From Goloka. From Goloka Vrindavan, they have come here. To give opportunity for this misguided servants. They don't forget that we are their, we are their amshas, loving servants, loving children. They don't forget. Although we may forget, they don't forget. So that's why a devotee, he develops attachment to this self-identification as a servant of Krishna. And this is not artificial. Already we are servant, just that currently our senses, our body is running behind a different self-image. That's the problem. We have given our senses, the way we see, it's all dependent on the self-image. If I am thinking I am an Indian, then my senses will be working only for that. To give a gross example, say there is a cricket match, India and Pakistan. Let us say Pakistan players are left and right hitting sixes. Will you clap? Now, hands are senses. The senses are not working. Why? Your self-image is, I am an Indian. Senses are not working. But in Pakistan, they must be banging their hands and clapping. Maybe they will get pain in the hands. That much they will be clapping. The senses are working. Currently, our senses are working based on a certain self-image. Our seeing, everything is now dependent on it. That's why we have to change. We have to bring back our original self-image, that is Atma Darshanam. Then our senses, everything. So purification means this. Purification of our false ego. And as one advances in Krishna consciousness, as the servant of Krishna, when he advances, then what happens? He will be able to see which ordinary people can never see. For example, in this very temple, each person is seeing something. Their perceptions are different based on their self-image, some self-identification. If the self-image is influenced by passion, they will see opposite sex. And if the self-image is influenced by sattva-guna, then they see in a certain way. They see the complete picture. Not only girls, not only boys, there are old people, there are old men, old women, everything. And then a devotee, he also sees we are in the presence of Radha and Govinda. They are also there, they are also personalities, but ordinary people will not be able to see. A devotee perceives that yes, Lord is also present. So, like that, we are influenced by, this Atma Darshanam, and if somebody correctly does it, then Hridaya Grandhi Bedanam. So now the question is, how do I cut these knots? How do I develop my Atma Darshanam? Very simple process. Repeatedly hear Srimad Bhagavatam. Go on hearing Prabhupada's Vani. These statements are so powerful. Here Prabhupada is saying one interesting statement. He says, this seeing can be done by hearing from a proper authoritative source. Interesting. You can see by hearing from a proper authoritative source. Prabhupada is our source for all this. He has already given Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam and so many books. So, if somebody gets attached to this, reading these books again and again and again, that hearing alone, it changes his seeing. It's very interesting. Actually, we see through knowledge always. We don't see, just by some light particles and all. For example, what is this? Okay, somebody who knows, he says, okay, some kind of a paperweight or something, right? Somebody should know. Otherwise, they will see this as some stone, some kind of a stone. So it all depends on your knowledge. Actually, we see always through knowledge only. So, but that knowledge, if it is Shastra Shakshu, on the basis of knowledge from Shastra, then it is called Shastra Chakshu. Eyes are now through the Shastra. Our goal should be that. We should be able to see ourselves and the world and the interactions on the basis of Shastra. Then our life is successful. So this comes by repeated Shravanam and by chanting and whatever process Prabhupada has given, it will come. So that's why this book distribution marathon is a great opportunity where people can change their seeing. They can change their perception. Instead of seeing themselves as enjoyers and controllers or proprietors of this world, they can start seeing, no, Krishna is the proprietor and everything is meant for his enjoyment. This transformation is possible only when they read Prabhupada books. No other book can bring this change. So devotees should be very eager to distribute these books far and wide. So during this marathon period, gently we should encourage everybody to take Prabhupada books. And if they have already says we have taken books, then gently encourage them to read. Repeatedly read. Sthane sthita shrutigatam tanuvan mano. Be. You be where you are. You are a businessman, you are a gruhastha, you are a brahmachari, you remain there and go on hearing. Sthane sthita shrutigatam. Go on hearing Bhagavatam, Harinam, Bhagavad Gita, and all the other Vani that Srila Prabhupada has given us. Then Hridaya Grandhi Bedanam, the attachments in the heart will be cut down to pieces. Any questions? We'll stop here. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad